Here we go. Music's playing right now.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Yes, it
back. Yes,
is the
it is
morning
the
show
morning.
here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Glad to have you on this beautiful Monday morning. Is it raining where you're at? We want to hear about it. It's raining where we're at. Actually, it's still raining there for you, right, Jesse?
Yes, it is. The last time I checked, which was like 30 minutes ago, was sprinkling, but it was raining pretty good early this morning around 5:30.
Yeah, it was nice to wake up to. I always sleep with the window open because I just love it, and it just feels like a nice little wintry fall morning, right? Not really summer like, even though it's July 26, 2021. Where were you last year with coronavirus? And I remember last July, a lot of things sometimes change within just a year. Sometimes, I will say, this is one of the longest years I've ever had, personally. It's not been a very short year. It's dragged on. It's been one of which, you ever know, like some years you go, wow, where did the time go? I can't wait till that happens in the future, right? Where we're like, it's just so fun. It's so great that I don't even want to remember ever the 2020 debacle of 2020, right?
Yeah, I thought we're not 2020 doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, doesn't it now?
We're just supposed to forget.
You're supposed to forget? Oh, yeah. Never may we forget 2020. May we never forget the people we've lost. May we never forget the things that have affected us all. May we never forget the people that matter to us and those that we've taken care of and the things that we had to learn from it. Never may we forget what 2020 brought up, and even 2019 up into 2020, right? Because some realize in doing their latest studies that in November of 2019 it really did begin. Some would say as early as October. It just depends what type of study you're listening to, but definitely by November, coronavirus already kind of peaked its head. And I remember just kind of going back that far, Jesse. Remember when we were talking about certain people that would get lung problems all of a sudden from what they thought was vaping? Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I remember that. It was like really big for 2 months, and then when COVID came, it kind of like pushed it aside.
Yeah, exactly. And I always wonder if it'll ever come out, maybe, because remember a lot of those places might kind of belly up, but they were coming from different foreign countries. If maybe one of the vaping devices like somehow had a form of a virus, even by accident, right, in aerosol form, because that type of thing all of a sudden kind of went away, and then by December things were okay. January we lost Kobe, remember that, in the helicopter accident, and then February I remember my sister got sick really bad all of a sudden, but they were already talking about coronavirus, but I didn't even pay attention to it because there were things that were being said, and at the time again President Trump being the president, and then after that, of course, things just kind of taking a turn in a way that I don't think fully project. And I say that because there were things that we could look back at again at the pandemic of the Spanish flu, but or the epidemic, whatever you would want to call it. It was something that we kind of go, okay. And I remember we were trying to make sense of it in March and April and May and June, trying to let people know again, think safely, think logically, think in ways, because we had a lot of protesting, we had a lot of riots, we had a lot of problems, right, Jesse?
Oh yes, most definitely. Oh yeah, I remember that was a horrible summer. A lot of cities were burning.
Yeah, a lot of cities were burning. A lot of places were upset. There were still cops doing bad things. So there's people that just don't forget that. You remember a lot of the people and the faces and the names that we lost. And no matter what side of the country you're on, some places don't remember. Some places aren't in the U.S. and vice versa, right? So we have and shared always world news in order to see what's happening around the world. I think the theory I hope is out that we do not live on a flat Earth, right? We live on a globe. It is a round globe, and it goes around and around and around. Therefore, the sun does or does not go around the Earth. Which is it, Jesse?
I have no idea, but I also heard not only is it flat, but it might also be a donut shaped. So,
Donut shaped. Whoa, I never even heard that one.
no,
Who said
yeah,
donut shaped? That makes me want a donut, maybe a pink one.
yeah, there's theories that there's like giant holes at the North and South Pole. I'm like, okay, people, why is our
Oh.
planet the only one that's shaped differently than everybody else's?
Great point. Yeah, look at Jupiter, look at Saturn, look at all those planets. You know what? That's even a better point to those that say otherwise. Although I can see some going, that's a hologram projection that does not exist. But you're like, wait, how did you get Mars rover on it? Yeah, but they tell you that it's not real. You go, okay, but look at the moon. It's a spherical. Well, you only see one side of it. That's true because it's only facing you, right? But no, planets, galaxies exist, and they all actually, oddly enough, go in circular motion, just like a center. You ever look at like the bathtub and you look at the little drain, and there's like the center hole, and then everything goes spherical around it? Does it ever make you think of like a galaxy, like the way the galaxies kind of form around a center piece?
Oh, okay, I see what you're going at.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a whirlpool type of thing.
yeah, and some kind of like elliptical-ish, right?
Hmm.
Depending on gravity. So technically, no, everything goes around the sun in a spherical way because the sun is a gravitational force that it has and keeps things in line and in alignment. So yeah, all these things do exist, but look. Science for some people just is not a thing, and so you say, "Well, did you go learn science?" And they go, "No, I don't believe in science." You go, "Okay, do you go to the doctors to get healed?" They go, "Maybe." And then you say, "Are you afraid of coronavirus?" They go, "Oh yeah, of course." Then you go, "Are you trying to get not sick?" Yes. "Are you afraid of it deathly?" And then I say, "Don't be afraid of it. Get the help." And thankfully, we have smart people behind the scenes trying to help people out. We got nurses, we got doctors, we got people that are spending a lot of time and trying to really get this just to be a thing of the past. And so to those people, we say thank you. Thank you for even trying. Thank you for thinking of us. And thank you for trying to keep this world a safe place. Which I know around the corner, at least 2023, 2024, we should definitely be ahead of it. And at least, I can't wait to the day where we say, that was a thing of the past, and we're so glad to be away from it. I don't know that we'll be like away from other diseases, and I hope we can fix those as well. But hopefully around the corner, because I mean there are a lot, right, Jesse? I mean, I remember people were like, "Well, yeah, it kills people, but so do other things," And I say, yeah, we've learned a lot from this. We just don't want to do what I feel is coming up in the next couple of months, inundate the health system, because the health system's already been pushed beyond the brink, and now it's being tested again, especially in our own backyard. And that was the number one factor with this particular coronavirus, because there just were not enough ICU beds, clinics, ventilators, and other things that this puts you on. And we've seen countries really be so difficult that they couldn't even attend to people. And then those that did get attended to had such a huge, they have actually a huge bill to be able to pay for their expenses. You hope you have insurance, but if you don't have insurance, you're left with a huge bill for years to come. So there's so many things that have happened from this that we have to think ahead again and go, okay, how can we help each other? How can we not be rude to each other, mean to each other, and understand? We have to figure out how to make it work for everybody, right? So because then you're gonna have people go, I can't even afford it if I do get healthy, So you're in debt forever. So that's the thing people don't even understand. The healthcare system probably is so backed up. I can guarantee almost that if we were like, imagine like sometimes I think of movies like Star Trek, and did you ever think like we ever will get to that point where we have not just a healthcare system but people that do things just because?
Just because. I wish everything was like that. I wish everything was like that. But in the Star Trek world, they're all like discovery and stuff. So I kind of see how they have one goal and purpose and they reach for it. For us, I don't think Earth really has a concrete goal. We're just trying to survive and not blow ourselves up.
Yeah,
So until the day we ship off into space and have an actual goal instead of fighting each other, yeah, I don't see that happening, but it doesn't hurt to dream.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I agree with that. I feel sometimes as though if there are aliens, like, go ahead and let us know you exist, because I want to kind of work alongside them. Does that make sense? Like, I guarantee there's a species somewhere with the galaxies as vast and wide that they are that have the ability to help us as a human race, right? But I would think even they think at times like these people are really just not worth saving. I would almost think, I would hope that there were no alien race that thought that. And I think we wouldn't be here if that were the case. But I would think some at least go, okay, they're stuck in a prehistoric time of what we think is a prehistoric time, right? Because I mean, we think back, like if we look back at an Earth that was forming and we saw like dinosaurs, right? Or we saw, that's why I always like Star Trek. They always like come across different galaxies and different people and different things, right? And they're like, oh, they're not as advanced as us, but we're not supposed to interfere with them, but we can help them out, right? I think of Star Trek in that way, and I go, which alien race thinks of us that way? You know, like First Contact. Remember that when the Vulcans came because they were so impressed that they were able to achieve, at least I think it was Warp 1 or something like that. I can't remember that movie entirely.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they were able to build like a warp engine, and it signaled the Vulcans like, oh, okay, I think they're ready for it. But I remember one friend I had. I was talking to him online. He was like, yeah, it's like I really hope that aliens didn't take our ancestors and leave us here on Earth, and just to watch us. They'll be like, okay, this species might be good, but they're kind of violent. Let's see how they plan out.
Or let's
Hmm.
just get rid of them ahead of time because they might, or take us never because we're just not there. And so yeah, I've had interesting conversations with people like that, and I always say, look, I'm sure there is. I mean, even if you think in the creator standpoint of a god and or creators or a creator, you think, okay, is that more advanced than us? Because even in certain holy books, they talk about visions and things that they, saw, and like, spherical chariots that, had eyes round about that could move in any direction. And some would go, well, that kind of sounds like a UFO, or it sounds like a weird mental state of mind. But these things are written down in the Bible of what these things are, So do angels have ships? Or they, there's ancient aliens that we watch sometimes on Netflix, and it talks about, how pharaohs and other things were visited by, otherworldly beings. Are aliens technically, what we consider to be angels, or is it vice versa? Do angels have pretty cool technology that we just don't know about? And maybe if they made themselves visible, they'd be like, ooh, that's cool, you have a ship of your own. So there you go. Lots of questions, little answers for us as a human race, but I'm sure in the coming years, maybe we can think about that stuff, especially as we read more books and or start thinking about it differently. All right, people, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of Jesse Sanchez and myself here on The Morning Show. Stay tuned right there, and don't forget to download our app. It's free. KMET 1490 AM on your iPhone and or Android. We'll be right back.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your